1999's Man on the Moon was directed by Milos Forman, and it stars Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman, Danny DeVito as George Shapiro, Paul Giamatti as Bob Zmuda, and Courtney Love as Lynn McGillis. Man on the Moon is a dramatized account of the life and work of legendary comedian Andy Kaufman. Andy Kaufman is an oddball wannabe comedian who goes from struggling to find a job to becoming a national celebrity. Carrey's portrayal of Kaufman is impressive. He recreates the experimental comedian's most famous sketches with hilarious precision. George Shapiro is Andy's manager. While he thinks Andy has got something special, he doesn't ever seem to get Andy's humor. I love DeVito as Shapiro. This is very much his sort of role. DeVito actually worked with Kaufman on the show Taxi, and that history seemed to give his performance an extra layer of nostalgia. Bob Zmuda is Kaufman's best friend and co-writer. While those around Kaufman try to grasp what it is he's trying to do with his comedy, Zmuda has understood from the very beginning. Unfortunately, Giamatti's role is comparatively small, but he is funny and supportive of Kaufman when he's on screen, and that's what he's there for. Lynn McGillis is Kaufman's girlfriend. Courtney Love is good in this film. Like Giamatti, her part is small, but she's believable in the context of the film. I liked Man on the Moon a lot. It's fun to watch Carrey do so many off-the-wall impersonations and really try to become Kaufman. I didn't know who Andy Kaufman was until I saw this film. I had watched it as a child, but the only thing I remembered was that it was about a weird guy who spoke funny and that it made me cry. Since rewatching it, I've taken in a lot of YouTube videos, including 2 Andy Kaufman documentaries. He was clearly a brilliant artist who was unappreciated. I wish I found out about him sooner. There are a lot of great things about this film. It's the story of a man taken before his time who wanted nothing more than to bring joy to the world, to teach us all to take ourselves a little less seriously, and to have fun while we're here. I just wish the film made me feel like I knew something about the real Kaufman. He was such an enigmatic guy that it seems like no one really knew who he was. The filmmakers even suggest that he didn't even know who he was himself.
There isn't a real you.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Some have criticized the writers Scott Alexander and Larry Karaszewski for not developing the real Kaufman and spending too much time recreating his famous sketches. And I agree. I want to know the real Kaufman. I want to know if he was a comedic genius or not. I just don't know. I find it hard to believe that anyone as funny and as talented as Kaufman could be as naive as the character portrayed by Carrey behind the scenes. But yeah, I don't know. Man on the Moon left me feeling more intrigued about Andy Kaufman and the rumors surrounding his death than anything else. I found it very funny, but I fear that those who don't know who Andy Kaufman is and don't care to find out might find this film boring. If you're coming to Man on the Moon for an Ace Ventura or Cable Guy sort of experience, you're wasting your time. Man on the Moon might be about a very funny man, but at the end of the day, it's a drama dealing with identity, political correctness, and the nature of comedy. I wanted to review this film because Netflix has just purchased the rights to a documentary called Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond, the story of Jim Carrey and Andy Kaufman, featuring a very special, contractually obligated mention of Tony Clifton. The documentary sources over 100 hours of behind-the-scenes footage from the filming of Man on the Moon and follows Jim Carrey's unusual transformation into Andy Kaufman and his struggle back to being himself. Thanks so much for watching my review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It helps more than you think. If there's anything you'd like to say about my review or the film, just leave that in the comments section below. If you want to see more reviews like this in the future, please subscribe to my channel.